Hey guys, I'll be right with you. Hello everybody. Thanks for popping in tonight. TGIF. Hi Leslie. Hi Kathy. How are you doing tonight? So, sorry about last night. I had one of those days where I just had a rough day and ended up with a tension headache and just wouldn't quit. So, I'm feeling better today. Anyway, so I have a really fun project. I think you're going to like this. And we are going to be using our Club Couture Transfer, which is this one right here. May the road rise up to meet you. We're not going to use the whole thing though. I'm going to show you how to combine a couple of different transfers together to make one super cute design. So, if you are ready, we are going to get started. Hi Shelly, how are you tonight? Good to see you. All right, let me get my screen all set up and we will do this the right way. Put that over there. There we go. So tonight I'm using, like I said, the Club Couture Transfer, May the Road Rise Up to Meet You. This was the August transfer. You guys, if you have not joined Club Couture, do it now because I saw the September one. Oh my gosh, it is so stinking cute. You're going to go nuts. But tonight we're going to be working on August, and if you sign up for Club Couture now, you will have the option of ordering this one as well. So you just might really love this one when I'm done with it too. Club Couture, I don't know if I have any slides about this one. Let me see if I do. I don't. Club Couture, what it is it's a monthly subscription, and we will send you a B-size design transfer just like this one. 3 chalk paste singles, which are kind of like large ketchup packets full of paste, and directions to complete a beautiful project. Not only that, every month we have specials. So this month, the special for our Club Couture members is free shipping all month. No matter how many times you order, no matter how big or small your order is, it is all free shipping. So that is awesome. I don't even get free shipping. So it is $19.99 a month, and you can sign up right on my website, right down there. And just look for Club Couture on the tagline, and you can read all about it there. So I hope you enjoy this. If you have this transfer, you guys are going to be excited. If not, you might be excited to join us anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this transfer, and I'm only going to use this outside frame of the design and put that in the middle of my chalkboard. What I'm using tonight is my favorite of all time chalkboards, my magnetic, Aiden magnetic porcelain steel chalkboard. This is my favorite chalkboard. I've had this since I became a designer almost 3 years ago. So I know they are out of stock at the moment, but there is one that's similar available. I'm trying to get that all in your view for you. It's called a Sylvie. The biggest difference, they're a little bit different, but the biggest difference is that it's not magnetic. So, I mean, if that's not that important to you, it's okay. But this one has been going and going and going. So I'm very, very happy that I have it. It came with my startup kit when I became a designer. So this transfer has been used before, so I won't need to fuzz it, but I do want to show you what we're going to mix it with. This transfer is called Halloween Phrases. It is so stinking cute, you guys. Look at this. It's got hey pumpkin, boo, happy hauntings, eek, spooky, trick or treat. And we've got some little accessories here. I might use this little swirl. I think that's a bone. I could be wrong. I'm calling it a Halloween bone. It looks kind of like a thigh bone. And we've also got some sparkles here to work with. So today we're going to be using Hey Pumpkin. So I'm going to cut that from the transfer. And I don't know if you guys remember, but I have showed you this a couple of times. I learned this trick from one of my sister designers, or associates I guess I should call them. She's a friend though. I'm just going to kind of peel this off, the transfer off of the carrier sheet, but not completely. What you can do is when you get to the cutting lines, you can take your scissors and just cut that line and not cut the whole transfer apart. It's going to make your life easier, believe it or not. I like to store my transfers right in the packaging that they come in. It's sort of like a big plastic bag. And this keeps everything together, and it's just, I don't know, I just remember where they are by the size a little bit easier. And you always know if you're missing one. So I'm just slicing through the plastic, and the transfer should come off like butter. There we go. How's that? So this is called Halloween Phrases. It is available on my website. It just came back yesterday. If you are local to me, I do have some in stock too. So let me know if this is a favorite of yours. So I'm going to put up, maybe I'm going to cut this little bit out here too. I do think I'm going to use this. I do think so. So let's cut this part off. I'm just going to put them to the side for now while we work on the Club Couture Transfer first. There we go. All right. So I can move that right out of my way for now. So I have used this transfer before, so I shouldn't really need to fuzz it. If you are new and have never seen Chalk Couture before, our transfers are reusable. They're also very sticky on the back. There's a little piece of something there. They're very sticky, and the first time that you use them, they're very apt to stick tightly to your surface. So we do something called fuzzing, and essentially, here, let me do it. You can take a towel or a t-shirt or your jeans or whatever you got that has a little bit of fiber on it, or lint, whatever you want to call it, and just attach your transfer to it, and it'll pick up a little bit of that fibrous lint onto your transfer, and it'll just help soften the adhesive so that you can remove it from your surface easier. Sound good? All right, so I'm going to center this on my board, and I'm just going to kind of slide it along, and hopefully it won't stick to anything too tight before I get it in the right spot. And that looks about right. Boy, George, we've got it. So I'm going to take my squeegee. I'm not going to worry too much about the center part of this project because we're only going to be using the frame of it, this leaf area. We're going to be using the paste and peel method on here. You have seen it before and loved it. It really is helpful if you're kind of slow what you do. I'm not the fastest chalker, believe me. Some people can do big pieces without peeling back. I have to, so we're going to paste and peel, even though this isn't a really huge transfer. So the colors that I've chosen tonight, first of all, I'm going to be using green. This is actually eucalyptus, but we have a new color that is very, very similar, and by golly, I cannot think of the name of it. So I'm also going to be using some orange, so I need you guys to help me decide if I should use papaya, which is more of a rusty orange, or if I should use orange peel, which is more of like a primary yellow. What do you think? And I'm going to be using that also on the little pumpkin that goes in the center here, right here. What color do you think I should use? So while you're thinking about that, I'm going to stir up my green. It's called sage. Is it called sage, that color? Shelly, what color am I thinking of? Leslie, you might know too. All right, so I'm going to stir up my chalk paste. You want this to be about the consistency of cake batter, but if it is a little thicker than that, which this one is, I'm just going to add a little bit of distilled water. Shelly votes for papaya. All right. Just a little bit of distilled water to thin it just enough so that it feels a little smoother. You want to use distilled water. One thing that I've noticed recently is we've had a little change to our water here in the town where I live, and it's almost like there's a little bit of chlorine in it. And ever since then, my chalk pastes have gotten moldy if I use that tap water. So I'm using distilled water, and it's coming out much better than it was before. Sage, thank you. That's it. I'm using eucalyptus, but the new color I think is called sage. They're almost the same. I think eucalyptus has a little bit more blue in it. And we've got votes for papaya, so that's what it's going to be, you guys. I've used a lot of papaya. I sure have. That pumpkin sign that I did the other night, oh my gosh, I just love it. Did you see it? That was the fun one to do. I got to be really creative with that one. So I'm just going to clean the edge of this jar a little bit. It's really thick, and I don't want to leave it on the edge of the jar too long. You want to clean that as often as you can. Scoop it back into your jar. Unless it's rock hard, then pick it off and throw it away. But I'm going to add some water to this one for sure. Looks Looks like I got a lot more in my jar now, doesn't it? It really makes a difference. And the stuff goes a long way. Get that all mixed in. Sage is a little greener. Yes, for sure. Are you back, Leslie? She went on a really nice couple of days away with her family. Her husband, at least. I think it was your husband. Winnipesaukee, I believe you told me. Alright, so that's pretty good. I'm going to work this a little bit more. I'm just going to work around the couple of bumps that are in there for tonight, so I don't keep it here all day. And we are going to go around the edges with both the sage as well, or the eucalyptus and the papaya. So I'm just going to do the top row, peel it, we'll put it back, and I'll do the sides and then the bottom to get these all done. You ready? Oh, you missed it, Leslie. They're beautiful, I gotta say. I was really excited the way it came out. All right, so I'm going to use the bottom of my multi-tool. This is a wonderful tool. It is perfect because it's got a little tiny squeegee on the end. See that? And I'm just spreading my chalk paste over the open areas where the screens are in my design. I'm just doing the leaf, and I'm going to do the little dot in between the leaves with the papaya. So using the end, it's a lot easier than trying to fiddle with a larger squeegee, even though our minis are pretty tiny. But look, it's about half that size. So Leslie, I saw the picture of the saw you picked up. That looked pretty cool. What are you going to do with it? She picked up an old, like a, I don't know, what kind of saw is that? A wood saw? Ooh. Hey, I know how to do table saws and I know how to do chop saws, but I don't know what kind of saw that was. But it was neat. It looked like an old-fashioned one. And I'm sure you've got something in mind for it. Maybe Christmas would look cool on there. Okay, so I've got the top row of these all covered with chalk. Do you want me to zoom in a little further? Let's do that. Come on. Maybe not. It's not working. All right, so I'm going to go, right now I'm going to use my other small multi-tool and get that little dot covered, and then we'll scrape off the excess on the green. I love papaya. I didn't think I liked it when I first saw it, but now that I use it a lot, it's kind of like a bittersweet color. And I really like it. I like the other orange too, but it's a little bit more like childlike, I guess you'd say. Primary. And that has its place too. Okay, got my dots covered. Now I'm going to go in and scrape the excess chalk off of here, the eucalyptus or the sage, whatever you got. All that excess paste goes right back in the jar. You want to get a nice thin coat of paste on your transfer and not leave it too thick. It really looks better the thinner you can get it. But you want to work quickly because you don't want your chalk paste to dry before you pull the transfer up. Because if it dries, it'll pull up with the transfer. And that's not what we're going for. Okay, let's scrape a little bit of this orange up. I don't want to waste any of it. And I don't want to leave it too thick either. Okay, so far so good. Yikes. All right, so what we're going to do is just peel this back for a second. As soon as you can grab your transfer from the center rather than the corners, the better. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? The colors look great. I'll pull it up a little closer so you can see. You could even do this in Christmas colors, couldn't you? Red berries. Oh yeah. All right, so I'm just going to let that drop back nice and light, and I'm going to do the side, and then we'll do the bottom edge. Ding ding Christmas. A handsaw, that's what it's called? Okay, heck, now I'd be doing hot mess right there. Oh, now you can do this, Shell. That was Shelly, right? Said that. Yep, there was you. You can do this, no problem. No problem. It's not like I have to stay in the lines or anything. I'm just covering the screen area. So if you guys are watching and you are not a designer, sorry Shelly, be sure to hit that SHARE tab for me and sprinkle my video. I do a drawing for some Happy Mail for people that sprinkle for me. That just helps me build my viewing audience and lets more people see what Chalk Couture is all about. And it's pretty fun stuff. Okay, getting there. Might as well do 2 more. 2 more. Okay, those are covered. Go in with the papaya. It's getting a little tight right here. Oops, a little more. You almost have to get in there with the tip of it because it's so tight. We can do this, Shelly. You can do it. It's going to be worth the effort. So Leslie, you're going to have to go back and watch it. I think it was Wednesday that I did that big sign. It was beautiful. If I do say so. Okay. Let's go back and get the green scraped off. Missed that one. So what you guys doing this weekend? Thank you, Shelly. Anybody got big plans for the weekend? I'm not quite sure what we're doing yet. Oops, I didn't do that. I scraped them. I'm not going to scrape these because it's too tight in there. So let's peel this part off. They shouldn't be too bad. So pretty. Okay. Now again, I'm just going to let that fall back lightly. No pressure at all. And then I'll do this side. You know I want one. What do you want? Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Oh, you want that sign. Well, I'm working on that. That's all I'm going to say. I need to find a source for pallet boards. I see them, there's a fence company close to where I live, and they've always got a bunch of them on their curb. I need to call and see if those are free for the taking or if somebody recycles them and uses them for something else. I don't know. But that's one of my favorite things I've ever made. And the pumpkins are smashing, as pumpkins should be, right? Do any of you guys have this transfer already, the pumpkin one? The Halloween phrases? They were out of stock for a long time. As soon as they came out in July, they sold out completely. And I think I have 4 in stock, and I have a few more coming in. If anybody local wants one, or if you're not in Club Couture, probably better for you to get it that way. I can get it for you and send it right out. Okay, it's going for the dots. Cooperation. You can get me many? Ooh, it's getting good. You must know a guy who knows a guy. All right, I guess what I'm trying to do is find an easy way to take palettes apart. There are some tools I'm looking at to do just that, because I really love working with rustic looking things, and palettes are the coolest. All right, ready? Let's pull this up again. Working our way down. There we go. It's looking good, you guys. All right, let that one drop down, and we'll finish the bottom row, and then we'll get our little Hello Pumpkin in here. I think it's going to be so cute. Here we go again. Go with the green. So we have done, this is a second project we've done with this transfer. I love to be able to show you guys more than one thing that you can do with what you already have, and my club members especially, I like to make sure that you can see the versatility here. I've also seen this done on a t-shirt, and it was gorgeous. But when you have one that has a frame like this, like, you know, kind of can frame around something else, you've got a little gold mine there. You could put your initial in here. You could put a smaller word in there. Really, pretty much anything. And I'm really obsessed with Halloween stuff lately. They're already apart? Stop. We gotta talk, Leslie. All right, that's good. Those little dots going. Shelly, did your kids go back to school yet? Did they go back to school at all, I should say? I was just talking with our neighbor, and their daughter, their youngest daughter, left for college today, and they're feeling a little lonely. I remember that feeling well. And when my first son went to college, it was before we had cell phones. I'll tell you how old he is by that statement, right? And it was hard to get hold of him, so of course I was worried. It's a mom thing, I guess. Steve didn't worry at all. All right, we have done the frame. Ta-da! All right. Yes, I have it on my hands. Of course I do. Just from picking up the transfer. I'm going to hold this up closer so you can see how pretty it looks. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. Okay, now, since we have not used Hello Pumpkin before, I'm definitely going to fuzz that. But before I do that, I'm going to dry this one a little bit. I don't want to smudge what I've already done. So I am using a heat tool. If you want to just let this air dry, you certainly can. You can also use a hair dryer. This is a tool that's normally used for embossing cards and paper products, but it dries paint great too. You just have to keep it moving because it is very hot. All right, that'll do it. Okay, so as far as fuzzing goes, I am gonna fuzz Hello Pumpkin, or Hey Pumpkin, a couple of times. It's a brand new transfer, and because part of the sides might overlap on the border that I already made. I just want to make sure that it's not super sticky because I could pull the chalk right back up with it. But yeah, give it 1 or 2 more pats on here. And that'll do it. Okay, so I'm going to center this as much as I can. And what I was saying about the little swirl is that if it feels like it needs something, it feels a little empty, I might add this above and below it. But I'm not quite sure. Virtual classes start Monday. Daughter's staying home until she has to go. Son's going back next week. Ugh. I'm sick of you. Well, I don't know what to say about that. What do you think? Right there, huh? Looks about right. I'm going to hold it up just to check. Hey, that looks pretty good. All right, so this one, I am going to make sure that the letters and the pumpkin are rubbed down well. I'm not going to worry about getting all around the edges. I don't want to put any pressure on the leaves that are beside it. I do have an air bubble right here. So I'm going to lift the transfer up and just kind of smooth it out that way. Looks good. All right, let's do that little pumpkin and the leaves, or the stem. The stem and the leaves I'm going to do in that sage color, and the pumpkin in papaya. Okay, here we go. Going in. All right, let's get the pumpkin part. Be a little bit careful up by the top so I can put some green in there. Cute. Okay, scraping off the excess. All right, now we'll go in with the sage and get the leaves and the stem. I almost got that right on the Y. This will tie everything together, having these 2 colors on the pumpkin. Okay, so I'm gonna pull this up, just like we did before, paste and peel. Look how cute that looks. Adorbs. I could have done bark for the stem. Pinch transfer for center. Oh, yes. That's a good idea. Too late. It's all too late. All right, I'm just gonna let that drop, and I'm gonna cover these jars up so that the more air that you have exposed to your chalk to, the quicker it thickens up. So you just want to try to keep that covered as much as you can. Clean the edges of your jars when you're done. And that also helps keep it from getting air inside and thickening up on you. And now I'm going to do the lettering with white. I love bright white lettering on black. It just pops. A little bit of chalk, green chalk right here. I'm going to push. Get it out of the way. So I like to use white lettering on black, and I use black on white surfaces. So let's give this a quick stir. Where's my stir sticks? Yeah, I could have done bark. I didn't want to get too fussy. And it's a pretty small area too, so I'm happy with it. All right, so my white is stirred. I'm going to go in with a mini squeegee, and we're going to cover Hey Pumpkin. So again, use as much chalk as you feel like you want to. If you are new, use more than you think you need. Because you scrape all of that excess off right into the jar to use for another project when you're done with it. No waste. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go back and scrape off all that excess. It's kind of like you snowplow it right off. See how much brighter it gets. You can see you should be able to see the design through the transfer, through the paste. When you've got it scraped nice and thin, and that looks pretty darn good. All right, let's cover this up. We'll pull that. Ugh, do you see what I just did? I can get it off easy. All right, here we go. Oh, so cute. It looks so cute. I love it. I just dropped a little plop of white chalk paste. Oh, these are all gone. All right, I'll pick that. See where I got that little bit right there? I can pick that off with my fingernail after. It's kind of thick. So I will pick it off later. So what do you think? Do you think I need a little swirl below and above? Or just leave it? Tell me what you think if I should do that. While you're thinking, I'm going to dry this up a little bit. Okay, let's see if that's dry. We have this new kind of a pointy tool. I think that's what it's called. Is that called a pointy tool? Leave it? Okay. Leslie's always telling me less is more, Susan. Less is more. So I'm just going to scrape off that little bit of chalk paste that is right here. I should have let it dry a little bit longer, but I can get it off after too. It's just to scrape up those little mistakes you make. Looks like I'm going to have to go in there and scrape it with my fingernail when it's super, super dry. Anyhow, detail tool. Somebody called it a pointy tool one time, and that stuck with me. It has a point on one end, and you can use it for picking up your transfers or scraping a little bit of something off of there when it's really dry. And this has a tiny, tiny, tiny little squeegee on the end. So these are cool to have. Cool to have. All right, what do you think? Did you ever think we'd make a Halloween decoration out of our August Club Couture transfer? A bow on the frame? Really? Ooh. I'm not prepared for that, Leslie, but I definitely could. I'll have to think about that. You're the bow queen. She's like crazy with her bows. She can do it. She sure can. Let's see if I can scrape this a little bit more. So guys, again, if you are not a member of Club Couture, you're going to want to join it in August so you can get the September transfer. Shelly, you might have seen it. Did you see it? Tell me if you saw the September transfer and if you think it's a good one. You don't have to say what it is. Just tell me if you liked it. 'Cause I'm super excited about it. This is going to drive me crazy. It's a little bit of chalk right here. Got it. Gone. See, even Shelly loves it. If Shelly loves it, you'll love it too. So, if you are interested in being in that chalk club, again, go to my website right down here and look for Club Couture in the bar and check it out. You'll love it. It's only a 3-month commitment. If you hate it, you can quit. But I'll tell you, we have great specials for our Club Couture members, and we always do project with our transfers. So, also, if while you were watching, you thought this looked like fun and you would love to get paid to craft like I do, write paid to craft in the comments, and I will make sure that I get you some information. They will definitely fall in love with it. You guys, you will. That was a hint right there. I'm so excited to get mine. Anyhow, that's what I have for you tonight. I hope you enjoyed this project, and I will be back on Monday with something new. I'm not sure what it's going to be yet, so if there is something, a particular transfer or surface you'd like to see me use, let me know, and we'll see if we can make that happen for you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you again real soon. Bye now.